Well, hello, family, once again, and we're going to get right into this. If you're here, let me know. I know it's late, depending upon where you are, of course, but it's been a long day, but I'm keeping my part of the bargain. I want to make sure that I drop a few of these things that I think are relative to our experience as we come close to the edge and the end of this calendar year. Let me pull this up on the screen so that you can see it and you'll be able to appreciate more of what we're dealing with. And that is, of course, that we're talking about our 40-day countdown that begun some 15 days ago. Coach T, I see you did all it. I'm so glad you are. Thank you so very much. This 40-day countdown of miracles, signs, and wonders, y'all. And now we are officially with 25 days remaining in front of us. The Lord said the same, creek don't rise. We should always understand, I shouldn't even have to say this, that tomorrow's not promised, let alone not even the end of this night. So every day is a gift, it's a present, and what we do is I give back to God. So we're grateful that this experience where we are, in fact, when we did the math calculation, we came up with day number 340. Is that my beautiful sister? I did get your email, darling, and I did respond moments ago. So you can check your email and see that, but we're good to go. I'm excited. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time at Canyon Lake. Looking forward to it. So listen, guys, I want to be clear. On this 340th day, I want you to look back over all that you've been through already and just give yourself a big round of applause because, number one, you held on. But then I want you to lift your hands up in the air and give God some praise and give God some glory because while you were holding on, he was holding you. Isn't that good news tonight? Day number 340, 25 days remaining in front of us, miracles, signs, and wonders. And what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to read from John, the second chapter, and I'm going to take us to a place in the scripture where it's the first recorded public miracle. Doesn't say that it's the first miracle because we know that the Lord did numerous things that were not written in the book. John will later say that if all the things were written, the book would be so large the world couldn't even contain it. I mean, he would say, man, he did some stuff. So we know he did some things outside of what we see recorded, but this is the first public miracle, and it's marvelous. Doesn't look like a big deal for a lot of people. But to these particular people, it was huge. It was very significant. And that significance continues and extends into our day-to-day. Even tonight, while you're hearing this, I hope it ministers to you, blesses you, and challenges you. So let's go straight to the word of the Lord. I'm going to pull it up and just read. Yeah, this is the New King James. I'm in John chapter 2, y'all. Y'all follow along with me. Number 1, on the third day, there was a wedding in Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. Now, both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding, and when they ran out of wine, the mother of Jesus said to him, they have no wine. Tanya, it's good to see you, darling. Thank you for chiming in. Miss Dudley, thank you so much. Look at that 4th verse, y'all. Jesus said to her, woman, what does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come. Minister Ingrid, I see you there, darling. Now, y'all know most of us, we couldn't have got away with that. I don't know what Jesus was doing that day, what he was feeling. But, man, listen, my mom lived with us up until her death. And I think that was 6 years ago. I'm 54. So even at the age of 48, I don't think I would have said that to my mama that way. But the Lord did. Woman, I'm going to read it again. What does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come. I get a kick out of that. I just had to read that again. Verse number 5. His mother said to the servants, here it is, whatever he says to you. Robin, I see you there, darling, lifting you up in our prayers. Whatever he says to you, somebody put it in the comments. Hashtag do it. Nike owe the church some money, y'all. Hashtag do it. Verse number 6. Now there were set there 6 water pots of stone, according to the manner of purification of the Jews, containing 20 or 30 gallons apiece. Jesus said to them, fill the water pots with water. And they filled them up to the brim. Could I just mention right there, And I'm going to go back to something else. Let me just mention this. If you're going to do it, do it. Come on, can somebody put that in the comments? I see you there, Coach Tanya. I see you there, Robin. Thank you, darling. Thanks, Deb. Do it. But here, put this in there too. If you're going to do it, do it. Because a lot of times we play with it. A lot of times, we in another mode and contemplating and this, that, or the other. But if you're going to do it, do it. And what I like about this, it shows us in the text, it teaches us they fill those pots up to the brim. When's the last time we did anything to the brim? When's the last time you did something to the max? When's the last time you went all the way out and you went all the way in and you gave it everything you had? Man, I'm telling you, a few times in my life I've done that. I've seen miracles happen. And we're talking about miracles, signs, and wonders. But could it be tonight that we're learning that sometimes God doesn't pour out what he wants us to have because we don't fill it up to the brim? Lord, help us tonight. I hope you will convict our hearts, Holy Spirit. Are you playing it safe? Are you so conservative in your approach of life that you refuse to take risks, that you refuse to step out on a limb, that you refuse to operate in faith if you don't understand it, if it's not logical, if you can't rationalize it in your mind? It doesn't matter who says what, even when it's God, that you won't make a move? Put it in the comments. Fill it all the way up. Come on here. Minister Ingrid, I see you there, darling. Coach T, I see you. Verse 8, I got to go. And he said to them, draw some out now and take it to the master of the feast. And they took it. When the master of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine and did not know where it had come from, but the servants who had drawn the water knew, the master of the feast called the bridegroom, and he said to him, here it is, every man at the beginning sets out the good wine. And when the guests have well drunk, don't want to talk about that right now. When the guests have well drunk, then the inferior. My God, you have kept the good wine unto now. Now, I got to go back to another verse that I'm going to bring up, but I got to pause right here just to say this. Could it be that even in this season with 25 days remaining, day number 340 on the calendar, here we have come to the end? Could you be in a place where God is saving the best for last? Could it be you have been struggling? Man, you've been hurting in places that you didn't even know you had to hurt in. Could it be that all of your life has been touched with nothing but pain and pressure all 340 days behind you? But could it also be that you have been prepared for such a time as this? And that our God, even our God, has saved the best for last. But that ain't what I want to talk about. So let me just drop this on you real quick. I want to put it on the screen so you can see it. I want to make sure you get this good. And we're going to go home on this. And I want you guys to rest. Here's the verses. Back to verse number 4. Jesus said to her, woman, what does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come. Here it is. His mother said to the servants, whatever he says to you, do it. And with these 25 days remaining in this calendar year, could that be the pearl? Could that be the bridge that we all, myself included, I'm in this thing with you. You're not by yourself. Could that be the bridge that God literally wants to cross us over from where we've been to where he would have us to go? Could that be the bridge that's going to lead us to literally experience the miracles, the signs, and the wonders like never before, according to his will? Those few short words, the phrase, whatever he says to you, do it. Could I just talk just a few more moments and I'm going to leave you? Whatever. How many times do we put limitations? Do we put boundaries? Do we try to put God in a box? Because he tells us this and he tells us that, and we all right with this, but that over there? Jesus, I don't know if I can do all of that. You asking a bit much. And many times we restrict. Listen, we put God on restrictions. We put the God who has the whole world in his hands, including us, we put him on lockdown. And we restrict him from working and moving in our lives because we won't receive the whatever. But Mother Mary was wise enough to know, listen, I don't even know what he going to say. I don't even know what he going to tell us. But she had this much. She said, whatever. Could your miracle be contingent tonight? Could your sign, could your wonder, could it be contingent upon God's whatever? I don't know what your whatever is. I don't know where it's coming from. But if God gives it to you, it ought to be all right with you. I don't know what yours is. You don't know what mine is, but it ought to be well with us. Whatever. Here it is. This is important. We got to qualify and quantify it. Whatever he says. Oh, God. A lot of times we mess that up because we got the he say, she say thing going on, but that's them. What they say, what we say, does it really matter? Is my opinion any more significant than yours if it's an opinion? Come on here. If it's just coming from the preacher, no matter who the preacher is, coming from the teacher, no matter who the teacher is, coming from the parent, coming from the spouse, coming from whatever the source is, if the source ain't him, what's being said, does it really matter? Your identity, who you are, that's what they said about you. Does it really matter? Not when you're focused on what he says. She said whatever he says, here it is, to you. You know why I love that? Because that lets me know that it has to be personal. Gone should be those foolish mistakes where we take everything from anybody and everybody and we think it applies to us. Everything doesn't apply to you. Maybe this message doesn't even apply to you, but if it does, they would say if the shoe fits, somebody put it in the comments. And we got to make sure, thank you, Sister Robin, I love you, darling. Come on in this house, Minister Ingrid. God bless you, Deb. Love you guys. D. Shipley, I see you. I love the fact that God knows my name. He knows my address. He knows where I live. You know, we got folk, well, God told me to tell you. Well, I haven't had that conversation with him. And he knows where to find me. And he knows where I am. Come on, big sis, Minister Renee. And he knows, come on, that I belong to him. Jesus said, my sheep, they know my voice. Another they won't follow. If you're a sheep, if you're one of his, he knows how to get to you. He knows how to reach you. And he's not confused about your address being mixed up. That, you might have a mailman. I know mine is doing a good job. But every now and again, I either get somebody else's mail and I'm still looking for some of mine. But God is not like that. He knows how to get his message that's for you, to you. And Mary says, whatever he says to you. Here it is, the last nugget. Don't think about it. Don't call your girlfriend to get the second opinion. Don't call your homie. Come on here. You don't have to go to mama's house and see what mama says. You don't have to make an appointment with the preacher if you can get him anyway. You don't even have to really pray about it. Because if he's, come on here, I need somebody to talk. If he already said whatever he said to you, there's only one response that would be appropriate. And I'll leave you with this, with 25 days in front of us. Lord say the same creek don't rise. Whatever he says to you in this season, if you really want to see miracles, signs, and wonders, no matter how ridiculous it may sound, no matter how ludicrous they may say it is, if the Lord said it to you, might not make much sense to anybody else, but if you got any sense at all, there's one response. Do it. And he's saving the best for last. And that gift has his name on it. Miracles, signs, and wonders. Just for you. I love you guys. Thank y'all for being with me tonight. I hope it ministers to your heart. I hope it challenges and encourages you. Let's see what you guys. Only what he says matters. Absolutely. Thank you, Robin. I love you. I love you, and I'm praying with you. I know you're getting ready and geared up. Can't wait to see you back home as well. Obedience, Minister Ingrid. Absolutely. So much better than sacrifice. Do what he says. Deb, we got to do what he says. Will it offend? Will it hurt feelings? Will some relationships change? Absolutely. But you know what? Do what he says. God ain't in no box. So I believe what he says, and I'm doing it and doing it. That's right. Keep doing it. Whatever he says to you, do it. Love you guys so much. I'll see y'all on the next night. I'm hoping 24 days remaining, we'll have another word from the Lord that will be appropriate for our season. God bless you real good. We'll see you on tomorrow.